Hi, this is Criz at Perfect Mondays, and if you're struggling because you're procrastinating your business, today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 big lies that people tell themselves that keep them from moving forward. So stick around. Hi, this is Criz at Perfect Mondays, a place for women entrepreneurs who want to scale their business without drama and without overwhelm. So if you're a woman entrepreneur and you want to work smarter instead of harder, if you want to keep moving your business forward, having a lot more balance and purpose, if you don't want to sacrifice things that are important to you, and if you want to create the lifestyle that you want while at the same time building your business, then this is the place for you. And today I'm sharing with you 5 big fat lies that people tell themselves that keep them from moving forward in their business by procrastinating. Now, procrastination is one of those things that almost seems inevitable. Everyone does it, and it just depends on which point in your life you're doing it. When it comes to, I don't know, maybe losing 2 or 3 pounds, it's not a big deal. People procrastinate going to the gym or getting up early or taking a walk or whatever, and that's not a problem. However, when you're constantly procrastinating with big important areas of your business, it completely derails your vision and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So I'm gonna start sharing with you some things that might be really important for you to consider as a way to get unstuck from procrastinating with major things. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about sometimes in your business you have a major challenge and you may need to pivot your business from doing one thing to another, or you may need to grow an area of your business, or you may be stuck for several months wanting to implement something that's just really not working, or you've been working on a specific project for a year and that's still not cutting it. So in terms of getting over that, there's 5 lies that people tell themselves. Now, many times, since I have the opportunity of speaking with hundreds of women across the world, I get to hear firsthand the stories that people tell themselves as to why they can't do things. And most people say they don't have time, that's why I procrastinate because I'm so busy, I'm a single mom, or I'm the leader of my business or whatever. But really, I'm gonna start dissecting some of those big lies. And the first one is that there's no payoff from procrastinating. So most people, when they are avoiding something, there's a big payoff. And when I ask this question directly to people, like, what is the biggest benefit that you're getting by avoiding this situation? Many people tell me, well, nothing. This is what I really want to do. I just can't seem to get around it. And when I ask them to really think about what benefits they're getting, what is the payoff from not doing that, then it becomes a little more clear why they're not moving forward in that area. So what are some of those big payoffs? Sometimes the fear of what if that doesn't work prevents people from moving forward, because by the time that you get to that, it's like, okay, I did it and it didn't work. Now what the hell would I do? Other people might be afraid of failing. This is such a common theme in business. People don't want to lose face. They don't want to waste a lot of time, even though they're wasting a lot of time doing things that are not really that important. A lot of people are afraid of rejection. If I implement this new thing, then I'm gonna have to face major rejection from either business partners, or I need to convince a lot of people, or if I don't need to convince anyone, I just need to implement it, I may need to overcome the rejection of people saying no to this idea. And if you think about it in your life right now, if you're struggling in an area of your business, something that you haven't been able to turn around, I'd love for you to think right now, what is the biggest benefit that I'm getting by avoiding this situation or this action? What is the second biggest lie that people tell themselves? That there's no loss if they actually get what they want in life. Many times in your business, implementing something huge means that you're gonna be able to get to a much better place. And when I ask this question again, so what is the biggest downside cost of you getting what you want? And people look at me like, there's no downside cost. Chris, what are you talking about? Like, it's all gain if I actually get what I want. And when I ask this question and they think about more specific things that they're actually having to give up, it becomes clear why they're avoiding this. So what are some of those things? For many people, it means that in order for you to step up to that place, you need to take on a lot more responsibility. And this is one of the things in life where the more responsibility you take, the more risk you can carry and the more rewards you can get. The bigger the problem that you're able to solve, the bigger the reward you can get. If you're smart about how you communicate about it, right? You can have an incredible solution and not communicate effectively and still lose a lot of money. But if you're, let's just pretend right now that you have a powerful communication in terms of your message. If you're able to take a lot more risk, then you're gonna be able to take a bigger reward for yourself and also for your clients or the people you're serving. Sometimes to get to the new level means that you need to let some people go, or people that you care about you can no longer hang out with, even if it's not with your business. Sometimes it involves you giving a part of your identity, like, well, I've been very relaxed right now. If I'm doing this, I'm gonna have to be a lot more intentional. I have to be able to manage my time more effectively. And even though it's a benefit, it seems like a loss in some way. And between the first one, which is the payoff you're getting by not doing it, and the loss that you think you're going to get if you do that, it becomes really challenging for you to move forward through those forces that are completely pulling in different directions. So what is the third big lie in terms of people perpetuating this procrastination habit? Well, it has to do with the fact that many people think that things will turn out organically, normally. Like if you just go with the flow, things will eventually turn around. And this is hardly the case. I use the term because I hear this a lot, like, oh, I want to go with the flow. Things will happen when they happen, if they're meant to happen. All this set of BS belief systems that we tell ourselves so we can sleep okay at night. And if you think of an organic farm, things grow organically, right? But it takes a lot of effort for an organic farm to work because there's no pesticides, at least no toxic pesticides. So there's a lot of things that have to happen in the back end for that farm to grow organically. So the term is going to happen organically doesn't really happen. And I'm the one who sometimes talks to people who want to work with me for whatever reason, decide it's not a good fit, or they didn't want to tackle that. And then I see them 2 or 3 years later, and they're still stuck in the exact same place that they were for. Plus, now they have all the added pressure of not having performed for 2 or 3 years, and then they also don't have the flexibility anymore because they've lost a lot of time along the way. And having the thought of this is going to happen by itself naturally is not usually the case. And when you think about your business, I'd love for you to think right now, if there's an area of your business, we thought about like what are the biggest benefits you're getting by procrastinating, what is the downside cost if you're not procrastinating. Well, think about it this way right now, like what are some of the things in your business right now that you think are going to happen naturally, that you don't really want to involve yourself in, but when you think about it, they haven't happened organically in a while. You're growing this rock garden, hoping for this amazing tree to just appear, and it's been quite a reasonable amount of time, and that hasn't happened yet. The fourth lie that people tell themselves in terms of procrastination has to do with investing in things that don't make a lot of sense. So the lie would be in the form of like, I'm going to invest in things that are going to make my business forward. I'm going to stop procrastinating if I invest in things that don't make sense. What do I mean by this? Well, a lot of times people tell me that they're investing money in solutions that are not addressing the root cause of the problem. And anytime you do that, it does a couple of things. It prevents you from feeling the anxiety because in your mind you're doing something about it. But it also gives you more anxiety because time goes by and your money is going out the door. And your energy, not just investment in time, it's investment in energy, investing in financial resources, and you're not getting the results that you want. And let me give you an example. Sometimes people will be, January 1st, and they'll say, I want to change my lifestyle and I want to become super healthy and I'm going to get super fit. And they get a gym membership. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to actually go to the gym. Maybe they go for the first week or so. But then after that, they stop attending. And the fact that they're paying, whatever they're paying, especially if it's a night gym, they're paying something every month, makes them feel like they're taking care of something. They're actually doing something about it, even though they don't step one foot inside that gym. Now, many times we do this in our businesses where we hire people that are not really effective just to distract ourselves from the fact that we actually need to make a major change. Or we implement systems, or we invest money in solutions that are really not going to be able to give us the result that we want. And this is part of procrastinating the problem because it prevents us from actually finding solutions. It makes us feel overwhelmed, and in the long run, it just adds a lot more time to when we're going to see the results. So if you think about it in this way, sometimes we have a big fear of something, and we'd rather spend money on a band-aid solution that delays our finding out that this was never going to work, that we have to do a lot more things, that we have to completely re-engineer the process or completely redefine or become a lot better at the solution we're providing. And we're buying ourselves time by investing in shit that doesn't really matter. And what is the last one? Well, the last one has to do, the biggest lie is to start taking action in menial, minute, crappy actions that don't give you the result that you want. So let me give you an analogy right now. Imagine for a moment that your computer is messed up and you need to fix it. And once it gets to a certain threshold, the memory goes, your hard drive goes after a specific point. Sometimes you can lose the entire information because the drive doesn't work. So let's say for a moment that you want to see what to eliminate, and many people, they don't even take a look at their drive. They're just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna start deleting songs, I'm gonna start deleting Word doc files or whatever, right? If you take a snapshot of the hard drive and you can see the files, maybe you have, I don't know, maybe 1 gigabyte of documents and you have 2 terabytes of movies, right? And starting with the Word docs, right? Even if you look at each one of them and you interact with them and then you take them out of the drive one by one or all at once, it still doesn't make a dent in the challenge that you have to do. And a lot of people they want to stop procrastinating by taking small little steps, because that's what we hear all the time. Oh, take small little steps and you're gonna go one foot in front of the other. Soon enough, you're gonna find yourself. Well, what I say to people is like, if you take little shitty steps in a direction that is not really going to make a difference, you're going to find yourself exactly walking in place. So I wanted to think right now in your business, if you're stuck, if you need to implement something that you haven't really, if you're being procrastinating, what in that hard drive, what is your 2 terabytes of film that you need to take a look at? Because that's going to make a difference sometimes. And sometimes getting momentum in the biggest area that will make the biggest change is going to be a lot more important than doing a lot of little steps that feel good to you. You can check off but don't really make a dent. So let's review real quickly. What are these 5 lies that keep people procrastinating consistently, perpetually in their business? Number 1 is that there's no payoff. There's definitely a payoff. If you're procrastinating on a big area of your business, you're getting something out of it. Second one is that there's no downside cost. If you're not doing something, most likely there's a sense of loss if you actually get what you want, even though it sounds contradictory. The third one has to do with people thinking that the change will happen organically, that things will take care of themselves, that the universe will just magically make something happen. And without a plan, there'll be a change, but it may not be as fast as you want. It may not be as effective or as intentional as you want to make it. And many times when there's a huge thing that has to change, it doesn't happen by itself. That rarely happens in business. The fourth one has to do with people thinking that they need to invest money, time, and resources in shit that doesn't really matter. And we talk about the analogy of people who invest money going to a gym that they never go to. They just want to have the membership so they feel good about themselves. So thinking about right now in your business, what are some of those areas that you're investing money that really are not making a difference, are not addressing the depth of the real problem, but are keeping you stuck? And finally, it has to do with what are the areas that will make the biggest impact. And some people have the false belief, the lie that if you start tackling just shit at random, things that are small, that are moving you in that direction, that's gonna get you unstuck from actually procrastinating. And usually that's not the case. If you're taking steps in an area that's gonna make a big change, the side effect of you taking action in the 20% is going to make the 80% of the results has major consequences in terms of you really getting unstuck and really getting some forward movement and momentum in taking action. So I hope that this is helpful. If it is, I'd love for you to do 3 things. Please just like the video. If this is something that you enjoy doing, just subscribe to my channel. There you can also click on the notification icon so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And if this is helpful and you think someone else might benefit from it, just also share it with them. And most importantly, if you're a woman entrepreneur and you're stuck in business, if you'd like to scale, if you want to move a lot faster, if you want to 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x your business in a short time frame, I would love to support you the way that I've supported hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's going to be a link underneath the description of this video that has a way for you to contact me. You can fill out a form and then we can explore if we're a good fit to work together. And secondly, underneath the first link, the second link, you can also check out some success stories of women entrepreneurs that I've been able to help that have been drastically changing their businesses, their lives, and how they're thriving. So once more, I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I send you all my love from Austin.